Well, it's been a busy, I guess, couple of days with all the news coming out. Um, Yesterday, news broke. Well, Sadler broke Twitter, I guess, saying that he will no longer be racing full time after this season. So he'll be done with racing, so he can be a full time dad. He's very involved with his kids with coaching, like sports and stuff like that. So happy for him. Kind of expected it to come within the next year or so, but it's good for him. Good for his family. They get to have their dad full time, so the kids can have him full time. Now this morning, I did not expect this news, but I'm kind of sad because I've been following this driver for about 12 years since my very first NASCAR race I ever attended. And it happened to be the race Kasey Kahne won in the 9 car. That was one of his best seasons, I think, by far. Um, but he announced early this morning, that this will be his last season running full time in NASCAR. I'm like, what? Why? People are like, so many people are leaving the sport. And like, the NASCAR is dying. I'm like, it's not dying, people. This is a natural progression of being a driver in this sport. You get older, and then you retire. Regardless of what your successes were. Kasey Kahne has been just one of those drivers where he didn't set the world on fire like in NASCAR, but he was a pretty damn good driver. Oh, there's a fly in my face. To me, he was a pretty damn good driver. And he's a dirt guy. He grew up racing dirt, and he has his own sprint car team. Apparently, they won the Knoxville championship. I don't know. Pretty much a big deal in the sprint cup car world. So one of his drivers won one of the biggest races, I guess, in dirt. But I really was not expecting him to announce this. But I kind of felt it coming eventually, but not this year. Or at least right now. But I can understand where he's coming from. People's like, ooh, he's retired because he sucks, and his performance and this and that had nothing to do with his performance. This guy loves racing. He lives and breathes racing. Just things have changed now that he has his son. He's like 3 years old now. He has his sprint car team, which is doing pretty well, seems like. So he just wants to be more involved with his sprint car team and being a dad, which I fully understand. Like, being a NASCAR driver is not an easy job, and people think it's like, oh, you just jump in the car and turn left for 3 hours. But that's not the case. These guys have full schedules, week in, week out. They get very little time off. They get like 2 or 3, maybe 4 weekends off a year. Probably not even that, but NASCAR is one of the longest sports seasons in pretty much any sport, really, because they start in February and don't end until like mid-November. February to November. it's a long, grueling season for these drivers. Like so a lot of these drivers have families, they have kids, they have wives, and just being on the road all the time. And it's not easy by any means. And people think it's like the simplest job in the entire world when they don't realize it is demanding. Schedules are insane. Like their weeks are short from weekend to weekend. Like right in the middle, there's just nothing you can really do in that amount of time for yourself. You have like 1 or 2 days to really get things done. And the rest is like doing sponsorship, like sponsor obligations, team obligations, just all that stuff. So I first saw, like I said before, I first saw Kasey Kahne race back in 2006, back when Auto Club was running 2 races a season, spring and fall. I went to the fall race in 2006, about, I think it was September or October. I don't remember exactly what month, but I was 14, about to be 15 years old, and that was my very first NASCAR race. I had like the VIP experience was because it was the Sony 500, and got to be down on pit road, be up next to the cars. I met Ryan Newman, all of that. Like we got free food, drinks, and great seats. It was just a great day overall. It was hot, but it was a great day overall. It was the race. Kyle Busch ran out of fuel, and Kasey Kahne won over him, which was like amazing. That was the day when it was like turned into night that I became a Kasey Kahne fan. And he was driving the number 9 Dodge. So, Dodge car. Oh man. I've always been a fan of like the underdogs and people who don't of like athletes that don't get enough credit for what they do. Like I'm a fan of Jimmie Johnson, and people gave him so much crap. They call him a cheater and just that he's arrogant and he's washed up and not in his prime anymore. And I'm a fan of Tom Brady. I always like the athletes that people love to hate. Let's just say that. So apparently that's one of the reasons why I am a Chase fan. No, that's not it. I'm a Chase fan because one of his personality and the way he handles himself on and off the track, and two, it's just he's an awesome driver, and some people still don't want to accept that after he won his first cup race. They still say he's overrated, but stats say otherwise. He finished in the top 10 50% of the time in 100 starts. So 50 top 10s, and they're saying he's overrated. First 2 seasons in the playoffs on points. Second season almost makes it to the Final Four. And this year he won his first race on his 99th start. Yeah. Anyway. And Jimmie Johnson, of course. Dale Jr. People just love to hate him for God knows what reason. Oh, yeah, because of his dad. Same goes for Chase. People just love to hate him because they compare him to his dad all the time, and it's really annoying. Who else? And now Alex Bowman. People seem to love to hate him for honestly, I don't know why. He's just getting so much crap from so many people. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Um, I literally have become a fan of pretty much any athlete people just love to hate, or just teams they love to hate or just talk trash about. So anyway, this went off the rails a little bit, but this was about Elliott Sadler, who and Kasey Kahne, who both announced within the last 2 days that they're stepping away from NASCAR after this season to pretty much do their own thing, be dad, or do their sprint car team. So I'm happy for them. They made their right decision. If that's their choice, whatever makes them happy. Cat's tails in the way. And yeah, happy for both of them. I love both of them. They're both excellent drivers. No matter what people say, they're both excellent drivers. And I just wish them the best in the next chapter moving forward, and enjoy time with their family, their kids, and with Kasey Kahne, with Tanner, and running your sprint car team. So I will always be a fan of yours no matter what, even though I never got to meet you. But hopefully I can meet you in November at the Phoenix race one last time. So anyway, got the truck race tonight. Got my Noah Gregson gear on. I've been wearing this hat a lot at the gym, so I look like a badass. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not a badass. I just love wearing hats. So, yeah. So truck race tonight, and Harrison Burton was supposed to run the truck race tonight at Bristol, but he is now sick. First it was Noah, then it became Harrison. It's just a weird. I don't know what's going on with this team. So he's under the weather. So Christopher Bell will be taking over tonight, and Harrison will hopefully be back next week at the Canadian Motorsports Park race. So that's unfortunate, but got the truck race tonight, Xfinity tomorrow night, which I can't freaking watch. For the millionth time I've mentioned that. I can't watch the Cup race either. So thank God for DVR. So I'll be catching up on all those races probably on Sunday, because I work late shifts tomorrow night and Saturday night. So it's going to be a busy weekend for me. But hopefully everyone's having a good Thursday. Enjoy the race tonight. And yeah, that's about it. Peace.